Okay guys, Assalamu alaikum. So I'm here with my second video related to SAP ERP. So this video may be little bit long, or maybe I will divide this video into two or three parts. It depends upon how much time will it take to solve it. So this is the video related to a very important process in SAP ERP, that is sales and distribution process. So I have two type of viewers. One is my students who are taking this course with me right now in this semester, and the other viewers who are outside, those who are not my students, who are my subscribers or viewers. So for them, definitely to understand this exercise, what is required, those people who have access to SAP system, I am repeating this statement, they can only perform this exercise. Otherwise, just for a viewing purpose, you can go through and see, and whenever you have an access to a system, you can use this video. It will be inshallah helpful for you to see how these things can be done. By the way, I just want to introduce myself in a very brief way. My name is Mohammad Faisal. I'm YouTuber also and a lecturer. I'm making this video for learning purpose so that my students as well as my subscribers and viewers get benefit out of it. Okay, so I'm going to start. In our sales and distribution process exercise, these are the 8 steps that we have to perform. So the first step and the last step is just viewing the things. So maybe I may skip these two steps, because when you follow the steps given in the exercise, you can just do these step number 1 and 8. You can do it by yourself. So to save time, what I can do, I can start directly from the first, the step number 2, that is create sale order. First of all, make you clear regarding this whole process, that this whole process require that a customer is asking something, he is buying something, and from buying till he receive the item, plus he will clear the payment and company receive that payment, and that payment will be adjusted in their account. This is the whole process. So in short, maybe in 30 seconds, I have explained this process. So let's start. Again, the procedure is same. What we will do when we have to log in into SAP system, we must need user ID password. Sometime it create problems in logging. So what I did before starting my video, I just created login into the SAP system. So now I'm logging in. So I'm on this screen, the SAP GBI. Now I'm going to start, as I told you, I'm going to start this exercise from step number 2. So step number 2 is related to create sale order. So you can see in this exercise what we are going to do. First, we have to follow the path. That is, as I told you in the navigation exercise, the three most important folders are logistics, accounting, and human resource. So majority of your processes lay down under the logistics folder. So logistics, under logistics, there is a sales distribution. Under sales distribution, there is sales, and then we have order, and then we have create. So in short, what you can do, you can put this code VA01 also. Okay, so once you open this, now they are asking you, you have to enter the data. So here in order type, you will type OR. You can type, or you can also select it from the menu. So it's your choice. From here you can select OR, or from there you can just type OR. As I suggest you earlier in my previous video, whenever you know the exact data, don't go for search, type it directly. Or if you are definitely you are doing it from the exercise, you can copy from there and paste. So this is what you can call it, the shorter way to save your time. Then sales organization is given, that is UE00. Then distribution channel is there, that is WH, wholesale. Then division is there, that is BI, bicycle, and that's it. As I told you earlier in the navigation exercise, that it is not necessary that whatever the options you are getting on the screen, you have to fill all of them. No. Whatever is given in the exercise, whatever the data is required will be given in the exercise, and you will put that data in the right fields. So after that, what you do, you will press enter. Once you press enter, now you are inside this screen. This is and you can see at the top of the screen, this is create standard order. In SAP, sale order term is referred as a standard order. Normally, sale order is a general term. It is used in all ERP systems. But here in SAP, they call it standard order. Sale order as a standard order. So, but as in the exercise, it is mentioned sale order, so we are taking that name. But don't worry, when you generate this document, the number will be generated and that will be termed as standard order. Okay. So, next thing that we are going to do here, after doing this thing, what next we have to enter? Here we have to enter sold to party. Now, the word sold to party means we are talking about a customer. Over here in SAP, sold to party means customer. So, what we are going to do here, we are going to enter the customer number if we know. If we don't know, then what we will do, we can search the customer. So, but you can see if you, as I told you in the exercise, it is given that how you are going to enter the details. So, once you are in, now what next is they are asking you to enter the number. Where you are going to enter the number? You are going to enter the number in sold to party. But I can tell you, with this exercise, there is a hint. They are saying sold to party will be the number for the customer will be starting with 3 and the numeric part of your GBI ID means my GBI ID is 500, 500. So my customer will be 500. So what I put 3 as per in the given exercise. Remember, when you do this exercise anywhere, the nomenclature will be given to you that which is the sequence for the customer. So in this system R54 we are working, it is given that customer will start, sold to party customer will start from 3, and then the 3 digits are from the ID, GBI ID from which I am logging. Every student, when you log in, what will happen? You will use your ID. Like if someone is having 501, so he will write 3501. If someone is having 520, then he will write 3520 over here, and so on. Okay. So what we do, we put it in this one, and in P order, purchase order number, what they ask, you have to type your GBI number. My GBI number, again I am repeating, my GBI number is 500. Another thing is, during in the whole course, in all the exercises, wherever you will find 3 hashes, means triple hash sign, you will replace those 3 hash sign with your GBI number. Like I replaced it with 500. So make sure that wherever you will find GBI, the hash number, hash digit, what you will do, you will replace that hash with your GBI numeric part. Okay. So this is how you will do that. Then what next we have to do? Maybe we will press enter here. Now what next we have to do? We have to put the purchase order date. So date they are asking to select after 3 days. Now this date will be, sorry, this PO date will be the current date, today's date. and required delivery date will be after 3 days. So it will be, today is 22nd, so it will be 25th. Okay. Then what next we have to enter? Now they are asking us to enter the material, which material you are going to buy. So again, we need to know the material, and that material is actually given to us. So that material is in the exercise, it is given, and they are saying the material is DXTR1 and then hash sign, triple hash. Remember, recall my statement. I told you wherever you will find triple hash, you will replace it with your GBI number. So what I am going to do, I am going to replace this triple hash with 500. 500 my GBI number. And this DXTR1 again, it is the material code. Remember, when you are going to perform this exercise, you definitely know the code. So don't worry if those people who do not have the exercise right now, they don't need to worry. Whatever the data we are inputting here is given. So we are putting the given data, nothing from my pocket. Okay. And my students, you will follow these steps. You can do the exercise very easily. So the material code, that is DXTR1, is actually not case sensitive. You can put it as capital or small. It doesn't matter. In all the exercises, wherever if something is case sensitive, again it will be given in the exercise. Okay. So what we do, we put this item detail, and then what we do, we have to enter the quantity. So the quantity with this DXTR 1500, what quantity we have to enter? Quantity is 5. It is again given in the exercise. Okay. So quantity is 5. It is given in the exercise, and then you will press enter. This message you may receive, change in invoice date, billing date. So what you will do, you will press this green tick. This is equivalent to enter. Now what you can see in this, before going ahead, what I am going to show you here, that out of all these fields, I have entered few of them, like this one, this one I have entered, this was coming automatically. This one, and this one, and this and this. Rest of the fields you can see here, they are all coming automatically. Why? Because this is the strength of SAP ERP system. As in my lectures, my student knows, I repeat this statement again and again, that any data in SAP ERP or any ERP system, when you entered once, you are not required to enter that data again. That data will be recalled if it is stored in the system. So you can see the other details like the description of the material. I did not enter. I only enter the code for the material. So it came automatically. Okay. So this is how we can enter the data in sale order. Now, what I am going to do, only one thing left in this uh, step. I am going to save it. And remember, when we are working with this SAP system, one thing for sure, that whenever you are going to generate a document, what will happen? A number will be allocated, and that number will be, what you can call it, that number will be a unique number. Every student will get unique number. Even if some student create 2, 3, 5, 10 sale standard orders, every number will be unique, means different documents. So carefully what you are going to do, when you save this, what will happen? A number will be generated. Maybe for some of you, a pop-up will be generated at the center of the screen, or maybe for some of you, it will be generated at the bottom of your screen. Whatever, you have to be very careful and note down that number immediately. because later on that number will be required. Although if someone not able to record it, there is a big possibility that in the next step that number will come automatically. Okay, but as for my students, you have to submit the data sheet as a proof that you did the exercise. So you have to note down that data and write it on your data sheet that will be available in your Blackboard. So now I'm going to save it. So for save, we have a button over here, save, or if you press enter, it will also work. So guys, you cannot see because it is out of the focus. So I received this, that is 635. My standard order number is 635. So that is the first step that is done. Now I am going to quickly go to the next step. And that next step is creating a delivery note. Now, how I can go out from this, I will just go back or exit. Anything can be used over here. Now the next step is creating delivery note. Now what is the logic of this delivery note? That once the order is done, now the next step is a delivery note will be generated, and that delivery note shows that these items need to be delivered to the customer. So what we do now for this step, we will do the other activity. So where we have to go, I'm going to close down this so that it should not be confusing for you. Logistics, sales distribution, and under the sales distribution, what will happen? Under the sales distribution, what we need? We need, let me close this sales also, shipping and transportation. So shipping and transportation, and then where we have to go? Outbound delivery. Outbound delivery. And after outbound delivery, there is create. And in create, there is a single document. And in that single document, there is with reference to sale order. Means you have created the sale order in the previous step. So when you select this with reference to sale order, it means the probability is the sale order number will come automatically, almost 100% probability. But another option is there without order reference, means maybe sale order is not there and you are creating it for any other reason. I'm not going into that detail, so just stick to this. So with reference to sale order, when I double click on it, now you can see here in the order field, it's automatically 635. That 635 was my standard order number. So it is coming automatically. Now this is the strength of a SAP ERP, that you are not required to enter that data again and again. Even if that number is required to enter, sometime it does not show it, but you can just enter that number. And once you will go inside, you will get all the data from the sale order in this document. So what next we have to do in this case? So number is there. So now what they are asking us, once you receive this, what you have to do, you have to put the shipping point here, and shipping point is MI00. Now, to make it different, what I am going to do, I am typing it in capital, because some people what do, most of the time students, what they do, they put M100. So M100 is nothing. It is MI00. So even if you put in a small or capital, doesn't matter. But it has to be MI00. Okay. So we put this data, and what next we have to do. Now they are saying enter a selection date 1 week from today. So selection date we have to enter 1 week from today. So over here we can change it to 1 week, means next, today is 22nd. So 29th. And then they are asking us to enter. So we can enter, press enter here. Now this screen is open for you. Now in this screen, what is required, what you have to enter here, let me just check. Deliver quantity is 5 and order quantity is 5. So let me make this cell is little bit what you can call it, not difficult. It's little bit tricky. You have to carefully see something should not be missed. So what we have entered, we put MI00, we put date 1 week from today, and that's it. And nothing more required. So over here, what happened? When I press save, another document will be generated, and I have to note down that number. So the number is generated, that is 8 and then 4 times 0 and then 375. So this is the delivery note. So this is our step number 2. Actual step number 2. In the exercise, it is 3 because the first one we skipped. Now what next they are asking, that you need to create a pick material. Means once this delivery note will be there, on the basis of that, what happens, someone will go to the warehouse and pick those items that has been ordered, and then they will proceed with a document that is called pick material. So what happened, now this activity will take place in the same in the same document. So which steps I have to take over here, I will go out from there. Now the path is little bit changed. Logistics, sales distribution, shipping, transportation. Then outbound delivery is okay. And then outbound delivery, there is a change, not create. So I'm going to close this tab. So I'm going to click on change. And then single document. Again, you can see already delivery document number is there. It is displaying. What we can do, we can just, if it is not displaying, we will type it. Not a big deal. But I told you, almost 100% of the time, SAP system automatically pick that number. Now over here, what they are asking, we have to do, what we have to do here, outbound delivery document number displaying automatically. Now what they are saying, to enter the picked quantity, what you have to do, you have to go inside. Definitely to go inside, what you will do, you will press enter. Now, what they are asking, you have to do one change here. You have to enter some data. Two things you have to enter. One is the picked quantity, that will be 5 equivalent to the order, and you will change the storage location, means where they are stored. Means you have to tell the store, that is storage location. So the code is given for that storage location is FG00, finished goods 00. So where we will find these two fields? We'll find in this area and on the right side. So what I am going to do, I am going to traverse there. You can see the picked quantity. So here in the picked quantity, I will type 5. Now here is a question for supply chain people. If I type, instead of 5, if I type 2, 3, 1, 4, what will happen? Actually, this shows that the order quantity is 5 and we are picking quantity is also 5. It means we are doing complete delivery. If you are going to do some partial delivery, then you will put maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, any number less than 5. So that is the difference. If you are doing partial delivery, there is an option for partial delivery. But right now we are not going into that detail. We are going to do the things as straight as possible so that you can be familiar with this process one time. Then you can, whenever you have time, you can experiment the things. Okay. So picked quantity, we entered 5 and we have to enter the storage location. So where is the storage location? Here. Carefully you have to find out. No need to hurry. No need to hurry. Take your time. Because any step, if you enter the wrong data, then later on you will face problem because all these steps are connected with each other. Then once we press FG00 and then we press enter, the data is stored. Now the next step is we have to save it. And when we save it, what will happen? You will receive a message that your document is updated or saved. So on this step, new document will not be generated because we did not, the number received is the same 800000375. Why? Because at this stage, we did not create a new document. We just do the change in the previous document. So this is step number 3. Now the next step is post goods issue. Now this is the next step and that is very important. This step will tell you that the items are issued for the customer and that thing has been posted in their inventory. Means if in their inventory they have 1000 items previously, now 5 has been sold out. So those 5 will be minus from their inventory. So, but you know, the whole system is systematic. You have to follow all the steps so that what happen? Automatically things will be calculated and performed. And later on, you will see on the basis of all these steps, the accounting document will be generated very easily. So, next step, we have to perform post goods issue. So for this, what is required? We have to be on the same screen, means the first screen, that is change outbound delivery. And in that screen, when you are seeing this number, here there is a catch that you are not going to enter, but what you are going to do, you are going to press post goods issue. So when you press this post goods issue, again you will receive a message. The outbound delivery has been saved. Now, there is a catch on this step. The catch is if you try to press this post goods issue twice, second time it will give you an error. After first time it will give you error. Why? Think logically. Any activity or any transaction that is posted one time, it means now there is nothing to post. Like for example, you have 5 apples in your hand and you have to put it in a fruit stand. You post it in a fruit stand. If you receive the same command to put 5 apples in the stand, from where you will get the apple? You don't have it, right? So that is how it is logical that once it is posted, if you try to do it second time, it will give you an error. Okay. So once it is posted, you will receive again the same message. Outbound delivery with the number has been saved. So we are done with these 4 steps. And what are those 4 steps? Let me show you. We are done with this and this. So these 4 steps we have done. Now we are on the later part of the exercise where we will create a billing document and then we will create a receipt, post receipt. So what I am going to do, I am going out of this transaction. Now these are 2 steps that are related to accounting. So I am going out of this transaction, exit. Now what path I have to follow? Again, logistics. This bill is again generated because this bill will be provided by the supplier, and then later on when customer pay, it will be received by the accounting people. So the path is given: logistics, sales distribution, and under sales distribution there is a billing. So we have to find out that billing. So I'm going to close this one. And under the billing there is billing document. And under the billing document there is process billing due list. Now in this step, what they are asking us to enter. Over here we need to enter some data, so we have to be careful that what data we have to enter. You have to enter UE00 in the sale organization. Where is the sale organization? Here is the sale organization. So you will put UE00. Again it is given, nothing from my pocket. Then in the customer number you will put 3 and then 3 hash. 3 hash means, now where the customer number you will enter? Here in the sold to party. 3 and my GBI number. So my GBI number, because in the exercise they said like this. So what I am going to do, I am going to replace these 3 hashes with my GBI. My GBI is 500. Okay. Then what next they are asking us to enter? Then we have to press the icon that is called display bill list. In the exercise they are showing you a tick with a clock, but in this interface you are not getting this icon, but you are getting the icon with written display bill list. You can see the second last option from the right, display bill list. So I'm going to click on this. Now you can see with this a record is there. Now what they are saying, when you receive this, what you have to do, click on the collective billing document icon. The system will indicate that invoice has been created by turning the highlight off on the delivery line. So now which icon we have to press over here? Collective billing document. So where is the collective billing document? If you are not able to find those documents, the icons here are just at the rightmost part of the exercise. There is there are 2 greater than signs. So what you will do, you will click on this one, that is actually more, and under that you will find that collective billing document. Again, from where you are getting this, go to the rightmost side of this screen and press this double greater than sign, that is more, and you will receive one menu, and in that menu you will have this collective billing document. Okay. So what they said, when you press collect billing document on this screen, previously this record, this row was blue, highlighted. So what they are saying, it is mentioned in the exercise, when you press collective billing document, the color of this part, this row will be changed. You can see previously it was dark blue, now it is gray. So that is the indication that your invoice has been posted. So that is all from this step. So in this step, nothing to do further. So what we will do, we can go out from this by just pressing, no need to press any save or anything. You can just go out from there. Even if you press save, nothing will happen. So you will go out by pressing exit. And now the last step left. The last step is we are going to post these receipt in accounting document. So that step is little bit longer, but maybe it will take 5 minutes, not more than that. So I will go out from this transaction. And now I have to follow a new path, that is accounting. So I'm going to close this logistics tab. So I'm going to click on accounting. Accounting, financial accounting. Under financial accounting, accounts receivable. Under accounts receivable, document entry. And then after document entry, incoming payments. Incoming payments. Now what we have to enter here. Now in this field, we need to enter some data. So carefully we have to enter that data. First, what we have to do, we have to enter the current date for the document tab. So here we will put the current date. So today's date is 22nd. You have noticed that I did not usually type date. I just take it from the menu. Why? I just want to be little bit smart in this because sometime date formats are difficult and we made the mistake. So it's better to select it from the calendar. But you have seen wherever the data is straightforward, I do not use any menu. I just type it immediately. Like everywhere I type like customer number, I type it directly. The material number, I type it directly. So this is how you can be little bit what you can call it smart while you are using this system. So we enter the document date and then we have to enter US00 for company code. And where you are going to enter that US00 for company code, that is little bit you can see here already there and currency is already USD. So these two things are already entered. Now they are saying you have to enter one then five zeros in account for bank data. So this is the bank data tab and under this bank data tab they are saying in account you have to enter under the account you have to enter this. Again, when you have the exercise you can copy paste from there. So I'm typing and then the amount is 15,000. So in the next field you will put 15,000. Okay. And then what you have to enter further, in this case you have to enter the customer number. And where you are going to put the customer number? Account field. Where is the account field? Under this open item selection. Here is the account field. So here you will put your customer number. Remember, customer number in the exercise is this. But again, what you have to do? You have to replace this triple hash with your GBI number. So my GBI number is 500. Okay. What next? So once you enter this data, then what you have to do? You have to click on process open item, the rightmost here. Process open item. Okay. So when you click on this process open item, now what they are asking here, that when you do this, you should receive this screen, and in that screen, you must have not assigned value 0. If not assigned value, you are getting anything other than 0, then what they are saying, you have to double click on this assigned value. Okay, it is mentioned in the exercise that what they are saying, you may need to double click on to assign the payment to the accounts receivable. Confirm that not assigned field on the bottom of the sales balance equals 0. So if you are not getting this 0 here, getting something other than 0, then you will double click here on this field. Okay, on this field. But luckily we are getting it 0. So that's it. Now what we are going to do, we will just press save over here. Instead of save, we have the word the icon post. So what we can do, we can click on the post and the number is generated 1 4, maybe 5 times 0 and 158. You can notice one thing. When you generate standard order, it gives some different number sequence. When you generate delivery note, it gives some different sequence. When you generate accounting document, it gives some different sequence. It shows that if someone try to do some cheating, like for example, he did not create a document and he is claiming that this document is created and this is the number, so you can match that it is from that sequence or not. And if it is from that sequence, still you can check whether he actually created this with this number or there is no document. You can see in the system. Okay, guys. Hopefully you understand. I try to make it very easy for you, and I don't know how much I am successful in this. So hopefully you will learn a lot with this. You can perform the exercises. Now I have two messages. One for my students, those who are attending the course with me. You will use this YouTube video to practice, and what you will do by doing the practice, you will perform the exercise. Data sheet will also be there in the Blackboard, so you can download that data sheet, fill that data that you will generate during this exercise and resubmit me on Blackboard. Okay, and for those who are not my students, my viewers, for them this is just what you can call it, educational learning video. So you can go through with this. If you have access to the system, you can go through and practice it, or it can give you help sometime if you are working on system and you know what you can call it, the shortest possible way to create these documents and in this exercise, so you can do it like this. My students and my viewers, next exercise will be, next video will be related to the sales and distribution case. That will be more elaborated. So maybe that that case will be comprises of 2 3 videos, because in that case what happened, the first 5 6 steps will be different from this exercise. So you can use that exercise for the next one. But what will be the difference in that case, in that new exercise, that you will create a customer. In this exercise, we did not create a customer. You will create a customer, you will assign some person to the customer who is going to handle him. And then later on, you are going to create sale order, but not directly. You will create inquiry, then quotation, then sale order, and then rest of the steps will be same from this exercise, step number 3. So maybe the next video will comprises of customer creation, allocation, and sale order from inquiry, quotation, and then this. And then you can refer to this exercise again to do the other activity. Okay, so I'm stopping here. If any question, my students or viewers, just go into the comment section and write me a question. I will be happy to help you out. Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.